Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for over 25 years and has the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. If you want to know more about what she does, check her out at www.enchantedSky.com.
Good morning, Kent. How's it going? Everybody's been
Yeah,
waiting.
everything is going peachy. How are you?
Good. I heard you were sick, and you were telling me that you got poisoned, basically, right?
I think so. I think I
Really?
ingested some bad chemicals. Yep.
And that's scary. And you live behind where we would treat the field, probably with Roundup. They do that, and it's scary, isn't it?
It
So
is.
it is. So anyway, so all right, you guys, I've been doing this newer thing now. Well, it's not new because I've done it before, but I'm really concentrating on it. And I kind of want to pull people in, some people. So you're going to start seeing some of my people, my clients, I guess you could say, that have done past lives. Well, we added it a little bit. We added a little bit more. All right. So what it is we found them. We literally have proved it. And so I'm starting to follow them around, and we're taping them and stuff like that. So I have one yesterday that got the same thing, and she's looking hers up. When you're under past life regression, you're going to have your lifetimes. Well, you can take it a little farther. Sometimes you can't always know who you were because you lived in the 1400s. It's hard to trace it. But anything that's within the last couple hundred years, and usually we've had one, you can trace it. Now, we're going to pull on Teresa Campbell. She's also my moderator, and I had past life regression, and it's life-changing, you guys. If you have not ever done past life regression, you need to do it. Okay. So you need to listen to the story, because like I said, I want to tape this because it's not far from where she was from. So you'll hear about this. Now, for me personally, I've lived in West Virginia. Now, I do want to tell you that once you've had past life regression with me, I had somebody that says, can I do it again? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to offer, like, if it's a repeat person, like, it'll be a little less price wise, and pull out stuff. It opens your door. It opens the door, and then you start recognizing people. Now, Kent, I know you had it done with me. Now, are you starting to, like, recognize people and stuff like that? Have you gotten that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, it's not like you all of a sudden you're at a party and you're like, hey.
Yeah. But it is for me, it is. There'll be times people will walk up to me. I'll go, oh, do you remember? And they'll be like, remember? And then I start talking to them, and they think, you think that they think you're crazy, but looking in their eyes, they know.
Right.
They know. And so anyway, we're going to pull in Teresa Campbell, and we're going to tell her story, because this is so amazing that she found herself. Okay. So I've got somebody in another week I can do too, that she gave me names, dates, times, places, and we found her too. I mean, this is just cool. Okay. I know other people have done it before, but this is just interesting. So hi, Teresa, how's it going?
Hi, doing great. How are you, Lana?
Great. So Teresa's one of my moderators too. So we know each other pretty well. And she had asked a couple weeks ago for some past life regression. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what we're going to do. So we did go ahead. She had no trouble. Now, let me tell you some stuff about past life regression. Now, I'm a certified hypnotist. I belong to the Hypnosis Guild, and I've done this a lot. And I, for a long time, didn't concentrate on getting people's names and stuff, but I want to almost prove it to people that it's real, that their mind isn't making it up. And anyway, what the past life regression starts out for Teresa immediately, because it's a trust issue. So if you already know me pretty well and you want to go do a past life regression, it's pretty immediate. Yesterday, I did somebody's and it took her a while. And she kept saying, she goes, I'm so anxious. I'm so anxious. And if you guys know what I did is I went back, had her, she goes to a fluffy cloud, like it's hypnosis, right? And she sits in her little chair and I made her guide, your guide's next to you. What's your guide look like? And she goes, he sort of looks like Jesus. And I said, does he? I said, good. Now go ahead. Now go into the lifetime. And she had no trouble. But for Teresa, she was raring to go. And I've had a couple of people. So explain. So this is, yep, it was immediate. She had a whole bunch of lifetimes, but this last one we found. Now, Teresa, tell me a little bit about the experience you had, and because it's going to be different than I'm telling it. So, what made
first of all, I was skeptic. I thought, I'm not sure about this, but I had have some deja vu in the past. And so I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity. It sounds like fun. We'll try it out. And the fact that you guarantee that if you aren't able to hypnotize me, that you'll refund whatever. Yes. So to me, I thought it's a win-win. You can't help it, right? And because I agree with Lana, because I trust her so much, that it was so easy that even afterwards, I still wasn't sure, did I really do that? And it took me a while to get the courage to start looking up one of my lives that was so, I knew, because my husband was in the military, that military records are kept really well. Yes. And the experience of her walking you through, and she's not telling you what to see, she's asking you what you're seeing, and I even questioned some of the things that I was seeing. She asked me when I was born, and I said 1918. But really the reality was that's where I was in that moment in time, was 1918. Yep. And we figured that out because I was describing my surroundings, what was happening. And it was, I even looked down to see my name, that I was Private Adams. So I knew that I was in a war. I didn't know which war it was. I had no idea. I mean, because I told her I was born in 1918, I assumed I was in World War II. But no, I was actually at war in the moment that we're talking.
The way he described it sounded like World War I. So what I started asking was, what did the uniforms look like? And I have a history background, so it sounds like World War I. I just kept giving her questions, and then she said, no, yeah, this is World War I. This is what, and so she kept going. And so, so who were you? So tell us what's up with that.
So turns out I was Private Adams, and William Adams from Michigan. I told her I was from Michigan, and that I went to serve my country, because apparently, as we discussed last night, on our thing last night, not you and I particularly, but just in general, is that there's a reoccurring theme across these different lives that I uncovered, and it was doing what I have to do. Like I'm just one of those people, and still, even in this lifetime, I find that I just do what I have to do. Like I almost feel like I don't have a choice.
Your duty, right?
Yeah. And so it turns out, she's asking me like, well, what town are you from? I says, well, I live on a farm. I lived on a farm. I use the past tense, lived. And that I was in Michigan, and it started with a C. There's some sort of C name, CC. I couldn't think of it. And again, she just slowly walked me through it. And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to rescue these women and children. I'm in France, and there's bombs going off, and I'm just trying to get out of there. Yep. And so she's like, okay, because she doesn't want me to get stressed. She's like, okay, well, let's kind of move forward. And hey, did you come home afterwards? And I was like, sure. No. Because when she asked me, well, what'd you do when you get home? I really couldn't describe anything other than seeing my wife and my child having plenty of help on the farm. Well, that seems strange. If you came home, why are you talking about that? So again, is that led me to, again, afterwards, it took me a week or so to just kind of absorb everything and think about everything to actually look myself up. Well, sure enough, I'm Private William Adams, who enlisted in World War I. I was killed on December 6th, 1918, probably by a bomb going off, I'm assuming is what it was. I'm still buried in France, which explains why the 2 times I had the opportunity to go in France, one, I was literally in London. I just refused. I was like, no, not going, no, bad juju, no.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so it's strange to see some of these things now.
And it still continues. Now, when I put you guys under, this is the way I do it. When I had mine done, so let you guys, I had past life regression done too, years ago. And they gave me about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Well, I had like 15 lifetimes. I was so exhausted from that. Because you're jumping dimensions, and it's tiring. If you guys ever see me do readings live, I'm jumping dimensions and I'll get tired. You'll see me get tired. That's just what's normal. And I went home and slept 8 hours. So what I do for you guys is I structure it so you get 3 or 4 lifetimes. That's it. And then I put you under hypnosis so that you're relaxed and you sleep well. But it's interesting that it's like opening a door, like it's a cavalcade, man. I'm telling you guys, if you've not experienced this, you need to. And finding yourself, looking yourself up and getting confirmation is unbelievable. And like the person I did yesterday had confirmation who she was. She gave me a full name. She gave me a city, and we found it in 10 minutes. And she's like, oh my God. And married to the right name of the person. So, I mean, this stuff is real and it's life-changing. How has it changed for you now after you've had this done?
Wow. Just realizing the parallels, realizing past traumas, and understanding like some repeating patterns that I've conquered in this lifetime, which tells me, oh, yay, next time. Because one of the lives that we went into wasn't a life. I was in a holding room. Yes. And that was the most, I have not had one person do that. Yesterday, she went to the future to 3057. And yes, you can do that. But tell me about that holding room. Cause I wrote it down because I was like, that's cool. The holding room was very interesting because everyone's just kind of sitting around and you're not on chairs. You're like just within the universe that you're in. And the colors were just they weren't super bright or, like that, but they were very vibrant. And there were sparkles, which I equated to stars because that's the only thing that I can think of. But to me, I now understand better that those were energies that were surrounding us. And we were all kind of waiting for something. And at one point it was my turn, so to speak. And I walked up and I sat down and they're presenting like this contract to me. And they're saying, so this is where you're going to go next. And I'm like, looking at it and I'm going, no, you can't send me there. I don't want to go there. Everyone, they don't like each other. Everyone's arguing and there's wars and it's just horrible. I almost think like that's now, but I got to choose to go someplace else apparently. And so I remember signing the contract and actually having a choice. So that kind of changed also in today's day, coming back, realizing that these things that I feel like I'm stuck in, no, I'm not. I have a choice. I've been choosing to stay, because again, that feeling of I have to, because if I don't do it, who's going to, right? Well, I'll tell you, I'm letting go of some of that and it has helped. And I'm ready to move forward where before my husband can confirm, I can come up with 1,000 excuses as to why not to confirm to go somewhere or do something or move forward. But now I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yes. It's it's an ongoing process too, because what we do when we do past life hypnosis is I will say what I'm doing is reconnecting your subconscious and your soul, because your subconscious has forgotten everything, but your soul knows it all. So I'm combining them back together, and then it starts the ball rolling. Like if you've got a weird fear or you've got an issue that you just can't get over, trust me, it'll come out in past life regression. And so it's there for healing. That's what this does. And it opens up the door and it starts the ball rolling. And it also increases intuitive ability. I don't care what anybody says, it does. Because it's like you're an infinite being all of a sudden.
When you realize that life is limitless, that it does open a lot, just your perspective on things, that maybe things aren't as bad. Well, this whole backwards thing with the camera is strange. Sorry if I look like Alfalfa for a second.
I know that I've done past life regression with Kent, and he said that was the first thing he realized. He goes, I am an infinite being. I've existed. Yes. And I'm like, exactly. Yes. And it's just life-changing. If you guys have not experienced this, I just think it's the coolest thing. I kind of like the thing where she was talking about the holding room. So hi, Earl. I had to kind of chuckle because I'm like, you're right. The colors on the other side don't look like the colors here. They shimmer. It's almost like they sing God's praises. Does that make sense?
And you asked me if I and you also asked me, did I recognize anybody who was sitting in there? And it was like, no one had faces. They were just like beings with white. And when I say white, I just mean a void of color. So I guess would be a better description. So, but, and they were just all sitting around. So I think, again, that's just your soul sitting there waiting to make that contract to go into that next lesson. Again, is one of the things that I can tell you, and if my husband would be brave enough to come on camera, which he's usually wouldn't be afraid, except I just woke him up, is when I met him, I knew instantly. I knew. Yep. And I knew it also wasn't the right time for us, but I knew this was the person, and that there was something there. And you felt, and when we went out for the very first time, I think we were together for 2 or 3 days straight, and he's in the military. Yes, reoccurring theme, is you felt like you knew this person, but yet how could I ever know him? He's from no place I've ever been before. So just amazing, life-changing, and continue to change as each day goes by.
Yeah. It's interesting because and at your core, we do both male and female lives. But at their core, sometimes you're male. So at your core, you think you're male?
Me? No, actually, I am such a girl that I was shocked that I was a man. And my other life, I was a female. I was an Irish slave. Like, I didn't know that existed. By the way, my husband told me all about it. And I was like, oh, Lana told me. I was like, no way.
I know a little bit about history, and I knew she was an indentured servant is what it was. She was like the Irish were always made slaves to the English. And so when she said that right away, I don't say much during the hypnosis, but afterward, I'll be like, I know exactly what that was. I got one woman that was desperate to do it because she couldn't figure out why she was so afraid of choking. And she's like, I'm just so scared. Like, I freak out if I even swallow wrong. I just freak. She had gotten gassed in a Nazi concentration camp. And I had her in it where she actually went, I can't breathe. And I said, I pulled her out of it and I woke her up. And I'm like, she goes, now I know why. And I said, but now it's gone. Because you're not, what happens is, you're not going to die like that again. Do you know what I mean? And your cell memory also heals through the past life regression. So to just let you guys know. All right. But, all right. Okay. Kent, I think we got somebody advertising. just letting you know. They're trying to advertise on my podcast. Anyway, which is weird. Anyway, so I just think that it's interesting. If you have not experienced this is just like the coolest thing ever. Like, I'm going to go. I keep saying I'm going to go to West Virginia. Now sometimes when you go to sleep, did your lives back up again? Did you dream more?
Yes, I dreamt more. And that's how I was able to, like, again, connect better and understand, like, maybe I did need to go look for myself because I was still there. Still having those thoughts. And again, didn't see myself die, thank goodness. But if it means that I got hit by a bomb and I can't die that way again, yay for us in this lifetime.
Your soul will protect you.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell people, because when I put you under, I can put you as an innocent bystander watching you, or I can have you in your body and you are in your body. So looking around like you were in the body. So, there's different ways to do it depending on what your fear level is, what your anxiety level is. Like I said, I had somebody yesterday and she watched herself, but she understood it. And she gave, just immediately I'm asking for names and I'm asking for dates and they're giving them to me. They're literally giving them to me. And there's no way. What are the odds of being named? Like, I think it was like Eva Gentry or something, married to a Charles, and it lived in Oklahoma. We found it in 5 minutes, you guys, 5 flipping minutes. Okay. So, it's, we looked on heritage.com. That's a good place to go because things will pop up from the past, paperwork and stuff like that. So anyway, all right. Well, it was great talking to you. And I just think it's the coolest thing ever, you guys. Like, if you have not experienced this, you do not have to go to me. I'm not pushing me, but this is life-changing. And it continues because you'll be walking down the street, I'm telling you, and you'll go, I know you. Or you'll have like this West Virginia lifetime was a flood. It was somebody we had made an agreement between him and I that we would meet halfway. We're twin souls, almost like twin flames. Like, it's really close, but it's not quite. But I haven't seen him, but it's so weird because we haven't talked in years, but yet we'll still keep in contact. So how you doing? Because we both know, because he remembered too. He kind of went, God, he kept saying, you're familiar. And I go, and then I told him how we were familiar. Now I have a name and date too. And I want to go to West Virginia and see if I can track myself down. I gave a city I had no idea existed, and it did exist. And I described the city the way the city sits in the mountains, and I described it. So
I definitely did not realize the city that I lived in. I'm in Chicago area, and this is near Lake Superior, this Cass City where apparently I was. And I talked about I was on a farm, and I looked it up, and sure enough, it's still farmland out there. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I can't remember. I thought it started with a C for you, but you might have said that. I can't remember it, but it's neither here nor there. But sometimes you get a little assistance from me because I will know exactly what you're talking about. And I'll be like, so give me more details. So you're in a battle. Do you have a bayonet on the end of your gun? That's what I was asking.
I did.
And they did.
Yes. And the color of my uniform and the texture of my uniform and the hat that I wore, the hat others around me were wearing, the type of uniforms they were wearing. It was very detailed.
Yep. And I forgot to ask you, were the colors really super vivid in that
in between?
No, the lifetime that you wear, the war
lifetime that it was in. Yes. The color green of my uniform was so. It wasn't a bright green. It was wool. So imagine like a forest green wool is the color that I was looking at.
That's a symbol, you guys. If you're in a past lifetime and it's shimmers of really super bright colors and the colors just seem to like be unbelievably vibrant, you learned your lesson in that lifetime and it's completed. That is what that means. And yeah, somebody just asked me, do you have to come to me for past life regression? No, you do not. We did it on the phone. I know it works extremely well on the phone. I don't need Zoom. I put you guys, you sit in a nice chair. You can even lay down on bed. I don't care. You put your phone next to me. Now, we just do it all. And if I've had one time where the phone goes dead, and it's okay because I have you under hypnosis. And I say, if this phone goes dead, you're just going to wake up. And you don't have to be like, oh, you're not asleep anyway. You're asleep, but you're not. And you're just using a different part of your brain waves is all you're doing. It's not like, God, it drives me nuts when people say to me, under hypnosis, oh, they clap. I watched this show and they clucked like a chicken every time a bell rang. You wanted to cluck like a chicken when the bell rang. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. It's just, I'm just opening the door and letting it go. So
you're not doing it to me. You're doing it with me.
Yes.
Is how I perceived it. It was, you were with me on the journey.
Yes. So I just want you guys to remember this. And if you're interested, book a session with me. I think it's worth it. I'm not promoting myself only. There are other people that do this. But I will tell you, they're a lot more expensive. I am very inexpensive because I know for a fact somebody was trying to charge 10 times what I was charging. 10 times. So remember, I try to keep my prices reasonable for everybody. So just remember that. Thank you so much, Teresa. This has been awesome. And yes, we're going to take it. When we want to go, and we going in August, I'm going to tape her.
I think we're trying to figure out our schedules here. So I think August or September, we should be able to head out there. It's, you're going to have to come down by me, and then we're going to have to go over and up.
Yeah. And remember, Teresa's one of the people going with me to Sedona. So I've got 7 people, 4 have completely confirmed. There's 3 that need to just get their spots. So if you are also interested in going to Sedona, we're going to learn how to bend spoons. I'm going to teach a master class in the art of psychometry. That's art of reading objects. I can teach anybody in 15 minutes. That's one thing you'd be absolutely shocked. What you can pick up off of objects. And then we're going to Vortex. And it's just on September 10th. For you guys, it's the 10th and 11th, but it's for me, it's the 9th of the 13th. You're superstitious, so you're not flying on Friday the 13th. So I'm flying on the 13th. 13 for me hasn't been a bad number, so I'm okay with it. So yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. I look forward to meeting everyone. When we go to Sedona, who's ever coming, but past life regression, I say go for it. If you can, just do it. Whether I agree with Lana, whether it's with her or someone else, it's life-changing.
Yep. All right. Our big family, we're starting to know each other. Like I'll say somebody's name and Teresa's like, oh, I know her. Because she's one of my moderators. I have about 5 of them. And she, over time, we become like a big family. And so if you're watching my lives, I know some of you guys so well. And it's just funny. It's just funny to see it, So anyway, so Kent, I think it's about that time, my dear.
Should we start receiving questions, taking questions from the live audience?
A lot of you guys have been waiting. I can see you, but I'm waiting. Could you please, though, on my TikToks, I've got 2 accounts right now. You guys know why I have 2 accounts. One is being suppressed, so I have 2 accounts. Hit the likes and the shares right now for me, please, and then you can ask your questions. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so just hit the shares. Okay, so go ahead, ask your questions. I'm watching. I got 4 screen. I'm on. What am I on? 7 platforms right now. So, but I can see them all. So
8, yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
That is it.
Yep.
So if you've got a question for Lana, feel free to ask, but be very specific. Also, go to Lana's EnchantedSky.com and book a reading so you can dive in even just a little bit deeper with your specific question as well. But this is always the fun part, so feel free to
don't forget
let them rip.
Don't forget Sue.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and our good friends over at diamondsnaturalstore.com. If you have a fur baby, if you're like us, you probably treat them better than your own kids. And go to diamondsnaturalstore.com for all natural, everything from flea to tick prevention to food to toys for your cats, your dogs, all that good stuff. Check them out at diamondsnaturalstore.com.
Thank you, Tina. So I get on every day I'm on, will Biden win? I don't know. What am I saying? I say a Biden win. Well, and you know what? I say a progressive Democratic type person win. Okay. I'm still think it might be Kamala Harris. There's something else going on that I have said way back. And hey, next week, Kent, it's 6 years. I've been on in your station for 6 years. Remember when I first started and I started doing predictions? I said there'd be a woman president by 2030. Remember?
Yes.
So, and I'm still saying it. I still say it. But I'm going to let you guys know that it's not. Trump he's in big trouble now with this Epstein thing. Remember, I also said to you, something would come unraveled. Something, he would undo himself, or something would happen that would undo everything. And I'm telling you now, Congress is looking into it now because he's all over the Epstein files. So anyway, just want to say that. All right. Trying hard to be more down the middle because I still say I think Biden's old. But anyway, just letting you guys know. All right. So someone needs to ask. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Ask me.
I don't have any yet, but you can also go out to
I've got a bunch here. I've got a bunch
coffee
here.
page as well.
Questions. Yep. Go ahead and ask me some questions. Does SD still have the keychains KH gave him? Yes. He can't. Yeah, it's important to him. I don't know why, but I'm supposed to tell you that, Kristen. Okay. All right. So go ahead, you guys. Go ahead. Ask a few questions. You're good. Hold on. Here, I got some more. Are there any messages for me from your spirit guides? It's kind of a long question, Brenda, but hold on a second. Hold on. Are you looking for a new job, Brenda Rubio? I know Brenda, because it seems like that job is stressing you out or something. Something's not right there. Let me ask you. No. Is it over? Are they I feel like they're dumping on you. Are they dumping too much work on you? I don't know why. They're telling me that you need to have a better balance. That's what they're saying. Okay. So just letting you know. All right. Just letting you know.
All right. Got one. Earl says, "Hey, Lana, will I be receiving a family inheritance within the next couple of months?"
3 months. There's money coming. Like it's not a huge amount, right, Earl? It's like, is it under 100? It's not, do you know what I'm saying? Is it like, okay, this is what I get. You guys know I'm good with numbers. 32. So 32,000, 320,000. I don't think it's 3.2 million. But does that make sense? I don't know why I'm getting that. Okay. All right. Hi, Ivo. All right. So letting you guys know. All right. So I don't, let me know.
Yep.
All right.
Sue says, "Will my son stay at his job he's doing now?"
Yes, he will for 6 to 9 more months, at least, maybe longer. He's okay with that now. For now, he will get something better that pays better. Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Lori says, "Will I enjoy my new endeavor that's starting next week?"
Yes, it'll be a little stressful at first, Lori. So just see it through. It'll get a little smoother after about a month to 6 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, Earl said he was told about 5,000.
I was going to say 3,200 then. Sorry.
Nice.
I was going to say it didn't seem like a very large amount. So that's why I was asking. Okay.
There we go. Better than $32. Anyway, Frankie says, "Hi, Lana. How does Brian feel towards me? Will I see him again soon?"
He likes you, but he's being cautious, Frankie. He's not going to, he's not one of these people that are going to blow up your phone, because he knows better. He knows that would be like irritating to people. So he's going to act nonchalant towards you, but that's okay. But he'll get back to you, and he does like you. Okay. All right. Kiana, why would you think your guides are angry? Your guides are never angry with you. They sometimes get a little frustrated if you're not listening. I've noticed that. They'll be like, "You aren't listening." They do stuff to get your attention. But other than that, it's your life. Why would they be angry about anything? Do you see what I'm saying? That you have to remember that negative emotion doesn't exist on the other side. The only negative emotion that I can see from what I'm looking at as a medium is regret. They have regret. I didn't treat her the way I should have. I wish I could take it back. That's stuff like that. That's the only negative emotion I've ever seen. Now, have I seen where people get just a little bit angry because somebody's being mistreated? That's a little different. Do you see what I'm saying? But when you get to their side and somebody mistreated you, there ain't no anger anymore because you're like, oh, that was a learning lesson, But man, I don't like how she's being treated. Why doesn't she leave? They get frustrated, and that's almost like an anger, but it's still not quite the same. So you have to remember there's really no negative stuff when you get to the other side. It's just learning experiences. So, and remember, we have jerks in our lives for a reason, because if our lives were perfect, we'd never learn anything. And my father-in-law taught me that. And my father-in-law and he used to call me names. It was pretty bad. And he comes and appears all the time in my videos. If you guys are watching, there's little orbs all over the place. And he's one of them. And he's kind of a turquoise, blue-green orb. And he's been in a lot of my videos. And I asked him, why are you bothering me? Why are you coming to me? He goes, 1, you can see me. 2, you have to remember that there's this old saying, you guys, there's this old saying. I had a salt and pepper shaker. They were like the shape of, like of donkeys. And they said, they're asses, right? Asses. Every family's got one. And so, and he reminded me that because we had salt and pepper shakers like that. And he showed them to me and he goes, if you wouldn't have learned anything, if I were nice to you all the time, what would you have learned? Nothing. It's true. And it's true. So just remember that. Okay. And then when you get to the other side, remember we're playing roles like on a movie. So you have to remember you get to the other side and who that person was that wronged you and was mean to you. It could have been karmic, something you did maybe in a past life to them and they're getting back, or they're there to teach you a valuable lesson. And you get back and there's no anger because you were playing a part in a movie. Think about it. You were playing a role that didn't really exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just remember all that. Okay.
Awesome. Andrea says, does my father Hector, who passed in 2019, have anything urgent for me to know about my living situation? Please. My daughter and I are homeless.
Okay. Was he not real tall? His hair was parted on the side, kind of pushed to the side and real dark and cut real short, real neatly short, really dark eyes, like really dark brown or almost black, like when they sparkle a little. Is that him? Because there's somebody coming through like that. You will get the help you need within the next 3 to 6 weeks. And yes, you will not be in this situation again. He said, no offense to you, but I'm going to tell you what he says. He says that in a way, you kind of did this to yourself, but you learned. And now you know better. And we can help you because you had to learn this. But we're going to try to help. Is that your dad, though? Yeah, that is. Okay, Andrea says, yes, that is him. Yes. Okay. But I want you to understand, I don't mean to be, whenever I don't ever mean to be disrespectful because they say it how it is on the other side, because you have to remember we're playing a role. And so they will say stuff and I'll be like, am I supposed to tell them that? You know what I'm saying? And just let you guys know. All right. So, okay, go ahead.
All right. Deb P says, will my money issues end? Maybe with receiving an inheritance soon?
Okay. This is what they're saying. Here we go again. They're being real with you, Deb. You have to learn how to budget your money. You have abundance. You don't realize it. It's the way it's your attitude about money. And I just am saying, I don't know, no offense. I don't know if you're overspending or when I was in my 30s. I look back now, I could be a lot wealthier. I have this opinion a little bit now, but now I'm better with money. So it's just money. It'll be more. It's just energy. And I did always, and it did flow. It was a manifestation thing. But I'm thinking back now that I'm in my 50s. I'm like, oh God, I should have been putting all that away. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with you. I think you need to take a budget and you need to stick with it. Do that. It'll all flow very, very well. And you will have a very nice 25. Okay. All right. A couple more questions, guys. All right.
Okay. Christy comes in and Christy says, hi, long time seeing y'all. Question. I'm stressed. Why do I feel that my relations are going down the drain? So frustrated with others not having empathy.
Dear, you're having a spiritual awakening and you can see through their bullshit. I'm going to tell people this is the third wave. I have been watching this. Now I have written a book and I need to get it out. I see other people writing stuff about this. Now I do stuff before everybody else. I don't know why. I just am good at that. I've been talking to Teresa about it. I'm good at seeing trends. I wrote in 2020 about spiritual awakenings. And now people are starting to publish and write stuff about it and how to get through it and how to, but it's the third wave. They're collectively, we're growing. That's why I keep saying we're in the age of Aquarius and we're collectively growing to help people. We can't belong to this radical movement that's restricting everybody when we are no longer thinking like that. We're evolving. We're evolving, and you're just seeing through people's crap. And that is what that is. Your vibration is picking up. It's like you can't do it anymore. Like I can see through your crap and I'm not going to buy it. I'll be honest. I'm going through my own. I think we all go through it at different points. I'm going through one where I've cut probably 5 or 6 friends out that I've known for 10 and 15 years because I'm seeing that my relationship is one-sided, that I'm sitting and I'm listening to, and they have chaos after chaos that they're creating themselves. And I know that they can't see it. And I've been patient, but I also am at a point, I got to take care of myself too. So just remember, guys, like when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you're just not putting up with crap anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're also going to make new friends that share your vibration, which is a higher empathic, it's just there's more empathy. There's more give and take. It's more balanced. So you're just, it's almost like you're finding a new set of friends, you're just rediscovering yourself a little. Okay. All right. Just letting you know. All right. Not a problem, Deb. All right.
Awesome. Sandy asks, will I get my virtual assistant business off the ground this month?
At the very end, you'll start it. Don't get frustrated. It's going to take a good 4 months or more to get this really going. I feel like you will make some money, maybe 10 to 20 grand off of it within the first year. You're not going to make a huge amount of money. But it'll get you and perpetuate you forward. And I want to say year 2 will be pretty good. Okay. 2 more questions. That's it. Because I have to get to Apple.
I know you've got to run, and appreciate you taking time on your not on week because of my sickness last week. I don't have any more questions in the queue.
Yeah, I do. I see a whole bunch. I got them all over the place. I got a couple hundred people on TikTok. Will you get the job in Vert, Monica? I want to say, I'm not sure about that. I'm kind of questioning it, but keep with it though. Okay. I'm not sure about that. I don't, it's kind of iffy there. Okay. All right.
And the last one is Tina says, will we get news from the bank?
Yes. In about 3. So 3 days or 3 weeks. It can't be 3 months. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. I have to go.
Yep.
I'm getting my computer looked at. So yeah, you guys understand. Even though I've got 3 cities with over 250,000 people in my area, we don't have an Apple. I have to drive an hour each way, either to Chicago or to Madison, Wisconsin. It sucks. So I have to go in. So that's where I'm going.
All right. For all of us here at 216 Creator Studios and our good friend Lana, check her out at www.lanasenchantedSky.com. And don't forget, for all your fur babies, diet needs, and everything else, go to diamondsnaturalstore.com. Till next time.
See ya.